Hey, this is Craig Duswalt with Rock Your Life TV, and we have another special guest on the show today, all the way from Castle Hills, Texas. Please welcome Pam Goodwin. Woo!
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Pam. How are you?
Good.
So it's very interesting how I sometimes interview people that I interview. So I'll just share a very, very quick story. I'm on the phone with Amy Fish. Hey, Amy, how you doing? And Amy is an old friend from back in, I met her in 1926, I think it was, really long time ago. Anyway, so she was at a radio station that I was doing a radio show with, and I found out that she is now a manager of country artists in Nashville. Well, I am managing my son's band Thredge, so I wanted to pick her brain a little bit on how the music industry is working today. While I was talking to her, she says to me, oh, you have to meet my friend Pam Goodwin. She does this podcast that's really, really good. And I said, actually to her, I said, wait, I saw Pam interview you on her show. I watched a little of that show, and that's how I said, oh my gosh, I got to connect with Amy Fish again. So full circle, Pam's in the house right now because she's here, and I said, you know what? I want to interview Pam Goodwin. She has a couple of books out. This was the first one, but we'll talk about that in a minute. A couple of books that we'll talk about. But Pam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Because I only know a couple of little things, so I'm probably going to learn a little bit about you. And she is the first ever interviewee in the pink chair. There you go. All right, Pam, who are you?
Well, who am I?
Who are you?
Well, I was born, no.
That's right.
From Omaha, Nebraska, but going back to Amy Fish, I love her. And the reason we met is because, like you said, she's a manager of country stars, and she was representing Aaron Kinsey, based here in Texas.
Yeah.
And the song Pink came on with Dolly Parton.
Oh, yeah.
That song about breast cancer.
Yes.
Because both Amy and I have gone through breast cancer.
Oh, geez. Okay. Sorry.
And so I'm actually writing Dolly Parton a letter. And the song on Good Morning Texas comes on, and Aaron is singing the song.
Oh, my.
And I go, I'm writing the song to Dolly, that I love the song, Aaron Kinsey. Like you said, I do a talk show podcast. I have to interview Aaron because I love that song.
Yeah.
So I reach out to Aaron on Instagram because I do crazy things. And
Outside the box marketing.
Outside the box
Yeah.
marketing. And so I get on Instagram, get with Aaron. She's like, you have to get with my manager, Amy Fish. So I get with Amy, and it comes full circle. And so then I interview Amy, find out about the breast cancer, how the story came about, and now how you mentioned about Nashville is so popular. We now have an annual event in Nashville. We had last year with Dolly Parton and several other raising money to end breast cancer.
Wow.
We ended up raising $167,000 on our first one.
Nice.
And now the second one is coming up, and Amy Fish is, a big part of the
Wow.
group.
Do you know when the second one is? The next one is?
Yeah, it's October 23rd in Nashville, and we have several, musicians.
Hey, honey, I think we're going to Nashville October 23rd.
We would love to have you.
No, we're looking for a second place, and since my sons are all musicians and everything is pointing to Nashville,
Yeah.
I think we're going to get like a second situation in Nashville. Yeah.
It's the place to be. But a little bit about myself. Born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska, huge Cornhusker fan.
Oh,
going to Nebraska.
That's the end of this interview, folks. Thank you so much for coming. I'm kidding. I'm a TCU fan, obviously.
Okay.
I know. Go ahead.
Well, we have a big Cornhusker, and you guys have frogs. So.
Yeah, we have frogs.
Yeah. So I ended up graduating from Nebraska with a degree in interior design, and I used it for a short bit. I went into large shopping center development, and then moved after the Los Angeles earthquake. A company moved me here to Dallas.
Huh?
So my whole background is large shopping center development. Worked at Brinker International, who owns Chili's restaurants, and at the time. So I developed more than 50 Chili's from the ground up.
Wow.
Found out these landlords were making $1 million just on developing one Chili's, and I'm thinking, I could do this. So I left Brinker, a great company to work for, just down the road here, a few blocks, and started my own commercial real estate company. And I've had that for now 16 years. We specialize in single tenant net lease assets and trying to have, my mission is for everyone to own commercial real estate, because that's the 90% of ways people become multimillionaires.
I'm just looking at my wife in the audience right now because that we own a couple of businesses, and we always say we should just buy a freaking building.
Yes.
We should just buy our own building.
Yes, you
Should we?
Yes, you should, and I can help you.
You can.
I know the person that can help
All
you.
right, there you go. Is it you?
Yes.
Okay, good. I like that, actually. All right, so that sounds amazing. What's the name of the company?
Goodwin Commercial.
Well, that makes sense. See, that's marketing, folks. You know, Goodwin, is that your last name?
May I give one tip
Please.
about that?
I would
'Cause
love
you love
that.
marketing.
Yes.
And so many people in commercial real estate, well, maybe I don't want to tell too many, but
No.
as you know, most people don't take action. So
Yes.
I share all my secrets. But I think the number one thing that I learned in business to get the most business is Google reviews. People do not realize in commercial real estate, they always think you have to have a restaurant product.
Yes.
For Google. So I set it up and I have like 26 5-star reviews, and I get more.
Huh.
I get phone calls all day long, and I'm like, how did you get it? And they
Well,
said,
let me ask you a question. I'm a speaker. Should I be getting Google reviews?
Yes, you should.
Huh.
Yes. On any Rock Your Life TV, anything that you're doing, I highly recommend the Google reviews. All of us could do a review. And
Did you hear that? What's taking you? That's awesome. So let me just ask you really quick. How do you do that? You just you have to sign up for Google something, and then is there a page?
correct. Yep.
It's just a page.
Just Google it. How to set up Google reviews.
Yeah.
And it's very simple to set up
That's awesome.
that account. And then
And you feel you've gotten business from that?
the number one way, besides posting on
Sure.
social media,
Yeah.
I have more than 30,000. I have the max connections on LinkedIn.
All right.
And so,
Good.
LinkedIn and all the social media, because they're like,
Yeah.
I see you everywhere. And I'm
That's
like,
great. Well, I saw you everywhere. That's
Oh.
how you're here. It's funny. Yes, Amy Fitch introduced us, but then I started researching you, and just seeing, wow, you're everywhere. And a lot of people here in Dallas too, as well, which is a good connection as well. All right.
Right.
Your book, 1 Cent Lemonade to $1 Million Deals. What is that about?
It's 25 jobs and 25 lessons I wish I learned sooner in business.
Yeah, I probably should have read the tagline because then I could have figured that out. But I love that tagline: 25 jobs and 25 lessons I wish I learned sooner.
So I met Zig Ziglar. His
Yeah.
family is from here. And
Yeah.
I was at an event before he passed away, and he said the number one thing to build credibility is to write a book.
Amen, sister.
That's right.
I've written 11 books.
I need to catch up to
I
you.
know, but some of the last 6 are compilation books
Yes.
where I have people write stories in the books. I'm actually writing one right now as well.
That's what this one is. But
that's great.
So anyway, so Zig gave the idea, and I said, I have to listen to Mr. Ziglar.
Yeah.
He has to be right. And writing that book, I can honestly say it's the best business card. As
Right.
you are also, say that.
Yep.
That it's the best way to get on other people's show, podcasts. But I love the different techniques you have.
I have like 250 of those weird
I love
ones.
that,
but the main thing that I teach, and it was by accident. When I first started in this business, I wrote 4 books in 9 weeks because my mentor told me you got to write a book. And so I wrote 4, and everyone was like, who the hell is this guy? He wrote 4 books in 9 weeks. And then I started getting booked on podcasts everywhere. It is. And I don't even have business cards. I have a digital business card, which is a whole other thing right now. But I hand out because you wrote a big book, a nice thick book. When I first started writing books, I wrote small 96-page books because they weren't a lot to print and everything. So I handed out books all the time. I just gave out books instead of business cards, and it's worked wonders. It has gotten me on so many stages, got me on so many podcasts. So we have not pre-talked about that, and you think the same thing, and you're a very, very successful businesswoman as well.
Yeah, I think it's great. I would say every single person has a book in them.
Yeah.
And how I started off, I just started writing. I'm like, what can I write about? And I just took every job from the day I had, 4 years old, a little lemonade stand,
Yeah.
all these odd selling Hoover vacuum cleaners, you know,
I
all
love
kinds of crazy jobs. And I was a, assistant casting director on Melrose Place out
What?
in Los Angeles.
That was our favorite show.
Was it?
Oh
Yeah,
my
so-
gosh.
so
Was that
I-
the show that left us in a lurch? They didn't finish it, kind of?
Yeah, right.
Oh, son of a bitch.
So while living in Los Angeles, I worked directly for the casting director. It was my job to go through we did all the speaking roles.
Yeah.
Separate them all, and I had to call every agent to come in to do their audition and listen to everyone, because I wanted to find out how people get cast on TV shows.
Yeah.
So I went over to UCLA. I was probably like, the oldest intern, you know.
Right.
I'm like, every time I wanted to learn something, I wanted to learn from the best, like the best show, the best #1 company.
Yep.
Always do that.
Yes.
And so I went over to UCLA, got an internship, worked for free, worked on Melrose Place. We were, casting all of the shows for that. But
Amazing. Amazing.
that book just goes over, and I
love it.
I wanted to have someone, do the testimonial on that book, and so.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And so one of my favorites from Shark Tank is Barbara Corcoran, and she's in real estate. She did residential, but I do commercial real estate. And so everybody asked me, how did you get her?
Yeah, Barbara Corcoran wrote the foreword or testimonial for the book. Right. Yeah, how did you get that? How did you get her?
So I just went on her website.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then I just, found out that, there's comment, and then I just reached out to her, and her assistant said, I wanted to meet with you, and I want you to do my testimonial. And so she said, she kind of screened me, make sure I wasn't some crazy person.
Yeah.
And we set it up, and I flew to New York City. It was supposed to be a 1-hour meeting with her. It ended up being 2 hours in her New York City office. And then we started doing business together. And it was just like so crazy. And so I always tell people, if you don't ask, you don't get. Sometimes it's the simplest thing.
Yeah.
Go on their website. Sometimes people,
Well, people get intimidated that they're not going to talk to me. And if you just talk to them like a real person, and you have something to offer too, okay, so Amy, I was asking all these things for Amy. And she goes, actually, can you do me a favor? Talk to my friend Pam. That would be a favor to me. And I'm like, heck yeah, I'll talk to Pam and, about podcasting and all that. So, but you have to be able to just ask people. Yeah. That's the key to everything. So she wrote an unbelievable testimonial for you for this book. It's in this book. That's so
And we
great.
ended up doing business from it. She was asking me about commercial real estate, single tenant net lease deals. At the time, she had the client, the lobster company, Cousins Maine Lobster.
Yeah.
And they were going to go start developing in a shopping center inside Los Angeles. So she got them. The thing I learned from her is that they take immediate action.
Yes.
On the Cousins Maine Lobster, we got on the phone right away with them. It wasn't like, here, let's do this later. I helped her solve something they were working on, negotiating like that.
Yeah.
And so most of us you overthink it, wait too long. The successful people, action.
It's in Think and Grow Rich. Take immediate action. Yeah. If we know our mission, if we know what we want, if we know what we're doing, if we know our brand inside and out, you should be able to make an immediate decision right now whether that works for me or not. And it's the ones that, like so many people say, well, let me think about this for a little while. I'm going to get back to you in 6 months, whatever that is, and you never hear from them again. It's time and time again. All right, really quick, I got to end this with, what's this book?
So another collaboration book
I love
with
it.
18 women in commercial real estate. A lot of people want to get into commercial real estate.
What's that picture?
They didn't want to show their picture.
Oh, that's so funny. There's one picture on the back. It's the back of her head. It's pretty funny.
So, director of real estate for the Container Store, a lot of my friends.
Oh, great.
They do real estate for McDonald's. One's an architect. So I took a variety I felt like the 18 successful women on how they started and where they are today.
I love that.
And so
I do tons of these books, the compilation book. And this is just another Winning Ways in Commercial Real Estate.
Now I'm on my third because, as you know, once you write one book, it's kind of
then it's like, Wait, are you writing that one by yourself?
Yes.
What's that called?
So that's really 100% on investing in commercial real estate.
Oh, very cool.
So,
awesome.
But I'll give you.
Can I read the book before it comes out, because we want to invest in commercial real estate?
Right.
Well, Pam, it's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you even more. And I have a feeling you and I will be talking a lot in the very near future about whatever, because we have a lot of friends in common.
Thanks, Craig. I have to tell you my bucket list too. I just shared out to the world out there. So
I love it.
So real quickly,
Yes.
my #1 goal is to have a reality TV show on commercial real estate. They all based on, residential.
Yeah.
There's nothing on commercial real estate, on how to lease the space, how to buy a building. So maybe we can.
I love that. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, Pam.
You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pam Goodwin. All right, this is Craig Duswalt with Rock Your Life TV. We'll see you on the next video.